If you're looking for a calm, thoughtful story to help you drift into sleep, you've found the right place. Before we start, I'd love to know where you're listening from and what time of day it is for you right now. Feel free to leave a comment and say hello. And if you enjoy these relaxing journeys through history, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Now picture it. Golden deserts stretching to the horizon. The deep green ribbon of the Nile winding through the land. Towering temples and pyramids rising beneath a sky so blue it almost hurts to look at. For over 3,000 years, Egypt flourished. And at its heart were the pharaohs, rulers so powerful they were considered living gods. But behind the glitter of gold and the poetry of the monuments, their lives were often dark, obsessive, and, at times, deeply unsettling. Over the next hour, we'll explore their lavish daily routines, tangled family rivalries, and their unshakable belief in their own divinity. We'll walk the echoing halls of their palaces, step into the incense-filled chambers of their temples, and descend into the shadowy tombs they prepared for eternity. We'll also uncover the pharaohs' chilling fixations with death, obsessions that drove them to build ever grander monuments and, in some cases, to take human lives in the name of the afterlife. Along the way, we'll meet Hatshepsut, the queen who ruled as king, Akhenaten, the heretic pharaoh who defied Egypt's gods, Ramses the Great, a ruler whose name still echoes in stone, and of course, the boy king Tutankhamun. So, dim the lights, get comfortable, and let ancient Egypt's whispers carry you back in time. Before we dive into the palace intrigues, let's zoom out for a moment. Ancient Egypt stretched from about 3,100 BC to 30 BC, one of the first and longest-lasting, complex societies in human history. Then comes the work of ruling. The vizier reads petitions, announces border disputes, and updates him on trade and construction. The final decision on every matter rests with him. Outside the palace, ceremonies reinforce his power, a temple opening, a grand procession, gifts tossed to cheering crowds. But beneath the pageantry runs a quiet thread of superstition. He steps into rooms right foot first, eats only with his left hand, and avoids letting his shadow touch a god statue, all to ward off bad luck. As the sun sets, he dines on delicacies, watches dancers, and discusses theology with his advisors. Yet, death is never far from his thoughts. His tomb in the Valley of the Kings grows daily, a palace for eternity. The royal household, however, is a nest of intrigue. Queens, half-siblings, and children maneuver for power. Alliances shift, whispers spread, and even family can be deadly rivals. History is full of examples. Hatshepsut ruling as a male king, Akhenaten erasing the old gods, Tutankhamun restoring them, and Ramses the Great stamping his name across Egypt. In earlier times, pharaohs were buried with sacrifice servants, their bodies arranged as if ready to serve in the next world. The practice faded, replaced with symbolic figurines called shaptas. But the idea that a king's will extended beyond death never left. Ramses II ruled for 66 years, fathered over 100 children, built monuments on an epic scale, and even replaced other rulers' names with his own. His tomb, the Ramesseum, was a city for the dead, stocked with treasures, chariots, and, chillingly, mummified companions. Yet for all their power, pharaohs couldn't escape death. Time reduced them to mummies and dust, their gods forgotten, their kingdoms swallowed by history. It began when King Narmer, sometimes called Menes, unified the tribes of the Nile Valley, using the river's fertile floodplains to spark an agricultural revolution. Over centuries, Egypt became a superpower, its influence reaching from the Mediterranean coast to deep into Nubia. The pharaohs ruled over a vast, organized state with advanced farming tools, sailboats for trade, and one of the earliest writing systems, hieroglyphics. They created a 365-day calendar, tracked the Nile's floods with uncanny precision, and built monuments that still defy time. Their pyramids, temples, and rock-cut tombs projected godlike authority, but they also revealed something deeper, an obsession with eternity. To them, life was only the prelude to a glorious afterlife. At the center of it all stood the pharaoh, seen as the living embodiment of Horus, the falcon god. His word was law in every matter: politics, religion, and war. But the role came with more than crowns and ceremony. The pharaoh's life was bound by rituals, superstitions, and obligations that could be as stifling as they were grand. Royal marriages were often between siblings, meant to keep the bloodline pure. Servants, animals, even loved ones might be buried alongside a pharaoh to serve him in the afterlife. Let's step into the New Kingdom, around 1500 BCE, and imagine a day in the life of a pharaoh. Dawn breaks over the limestone walls of the palace in Thebes. Blind musicians play gentle morning music, while servants carry trays of fruit, bread, and honey. In his chambers, the pharaoh is shaved smooth from head to toe. Lice were a constant worry, his eyes lined with kohl and malachite, his skin anointed with fragrant oils. Gold glints at his throat and wrists. His falcon crown, a symbol of divine kingship, rests upon his head. His first duty is to the gods. In the palace shrine, the air is thick with incense as he offers food, wine. Their story is both inspiring and cautionary, proof of humanity's capacity for greatness and for cruelty. And so we leave the sand, the stone, and the whispers of the pharaohs behind, at least until our next journey. Thank you for joining me tonight on Boring History. May your dreams be filled with golden sunlight, cool Nile breezes, and the quiet company of ancient kings.